I don't even know what to say about this. I've definitely been going back and forth the last couple of days trying to decide what's right for me as a planner. Um, and I picked up my Malden again to see how I felt about it. Um, and even wrote myself a list of the positives for me because I really felt like I needed to do that to see if there actually were any. Um, and this is my list. I'm going to read them off and maybe talk about them. I'm not 100% sure. But the ability to add pages is huge for me. Because like I said, and have been doing for the last couple of months, I use the rings as for two things. As an interim file for, like, this was a company that made dining room tables. So I use it for a place to store things that I may need when I'm out, when I'm at a different store, or when I'm on the computer and see something, or when I'm at an estate sale. So it's sort of it's not something that I'm going to need daily, but I'm going to need at some point, and it's only going to be convenient if I have it. So, so I store for those kind of things. I also store receipts for Ventura, so I know when he had things done and when he's due to have his teeth done and his nails done and lab work or whatever. And I also store internet prices for his meds because I can save, my vet will price match, and I can save half. And I love this dog to pieces, but he is a very expensive dog. I mean, he's probably cost a couple $100 every month since we've got him. So if you ever wonder why I'm so good about, you know, controlling myself about buying planners, it's because of this guy. If I had the income, I would be probably buying lots of them also. The paper that I'm using now is, and I'm going to have to get some more of this, it's the Gillio Vanderspeck inserts. I can't remember what the brand is, but Judith sent me a bunch of these. Now, for the actual dated pages, these are Ordning and Rita pages. And I sure hope I can get them for next year. But these work for me. There's a lot involved with handwriting, and some of it's the pen, and some of it's the paper, and some of it's practice, and it's also line spacing. And this combination of the Pilot Juice pen and this Gillio paper, actually the Ordning and Rita paper is good too, but I don't have just like extra sheets that I can put in the middle of my weeklies. With It's harder for me with the Hobonichi. It is a graph, which I really like. The graph is really small. I would say it's a couple millimeters smaller than graph paper that I'm used to. And because of that, I print instead of write in script. So it looks neat, but it's intentional and time consuming. And when I try to write script in the Hobonichi, because the squares are so small, it's just a little lopsided. I also can't use the juice pen. The juice pen takes, I'm not even kidding, probably 30 minutes to dry completely. The Another reason is I love these monthly inserts by Ordning and Rita. I am doing artwork in the Hobonichi also, but it's different. This doesn't take, well, it's not that it doesn't take it, it actually takes it fine. But there's, I can't think of the word, you know, when, like when a fountain pen sort of oozes around, that's what this does with the art pens, because the art pens are very wet. This is really well suited to the watercolor pencil though, because I'm just using a small amount of water and mostly the pencils. So I like them both for different reasons, but I have more pencils than the markers, so yeah, okay. The Malden is not the Malden itself, but a ring binder. I actually think a Vanderspeck with 35 millimeter rings and a somewhat different, you know, pocket configuration, and the back cover like the Touch Me binder would work as well, if not maybe better. I'm not 100% sure, I don't have one. But the format of the ringed system is the way I forward plan. So it's easier for me to figure out what's coming up next, what I want to do next, how I want to do it next, than it is in the Hobonichi. For me, the Hobonichi is almost, it's almost a record. It seems to me, the way I use a planner to be more like a looking back kind of system, so that you're writing and drawing and planning with a mind to looking backwards. I think after using it, I would actually be able to use a day on a page without this week on 2 pages, which I never thought I could. So it was a good lesson, but something about the Hobonichi seems more like a way to look back and see what you did, rather than being ready for the days that are next. And that's certainly not everybody, because there are people using it as a planner. But for me, and the way I plan and sort of think and set about, you know, scheduling my days, the this is better for me for forward planning. I'm comfortable with the way, and with regards to looking back, I'm really comfortable with the setup I have here for like information retrieval with regards to, you know, all of these year-on pages. I can find things pretty fast. Now, the Hobonichi is great because there isn't any archiving involved, but there also isn't really a way to carry over important bits of information into New Year's. And silly as it sounds, this ruler, I don't like the strings. I didn't like it in the Midori. I didn't like it in the Hobonichi, and I actually took to using a personal sized ruler just stuck in a couple of places with a paper clip. because it's easier for me to flip pages than it is to do the string thing. And also, I can put notes to myself, which I have frequently, or different kind of things that I'm working on, whether it be weight or habits or whatever. I'm always doing that. But I use this for more than just finding my place, and I use two of them. I have one in my monthly, so I can come back and draw my pictures, and I have one on the week, well, the day that I'm on. And so I'm not really sure what's going to happen here. It's certainly better for me to stay in, one system, because it makes me a little crazy. I mean, I haven't blogged in like a month. I, sort of don't know what I want to say. I also don't feel like I have anything to add sometimes, because, I don't have a lot of planners. I'm not reviewing a lot of planners, and so I don't know that there's so much new that would be interesting for people to read. I really, haven't, I don't think I've blogged since April, and I think I've been blogging since 2008, and I used to blog on vacation, so that's just huge for me. But I don't know what I want to say. There was a lot of blogs I did when I was using my Filofax about planning in general, about paper planning. And I guess I don't feel using the Hobonichi that I'm actually planning. I feel like I'm making a record of my life, and there's nothing wrong with that, and I would like to continue to do that, but it's not really the way I plan. So I wasn't expecting to do this video. I wasn't expecting to go back in my Malden, and I'm a little, I don't know. You know how it is when you change planners. But so I'm gonna see what happens with this. See if I feel a little bit more settled. See if I have anything to say, anything to blog about. And I'm going to continue doing everything I was doing in here that I was doing in there, and see if I feel a little bit more settled. I know this has been rambly. I'm really sorry, but I know that you guys know how I feel with this, and if anybody has any insight, I would love it. And if anybody has those, I know a lot of people got Giulios and never used just the pages. If anybody has any of them, I would really be interested if you're not using them. I got these from Judith, and I know a lot of people don't use them, so let me know if you have some for the A5. And I will talk to you later, guys. Thanks for listening, and I would be open to any advice at all.